This is the video recording for the assignment Tableau Desktop 7, where we are going to be going through the Apply Analytics module and covering the topics, highlighting values with reference lines and bands, using parameters to control data in the view, and using histogram and box and whisker plots to show distribution. Alright, I've already downloaded the file below to use this activity and have opened it in Tableau Desktop. Follow the steps below to complete this activity. 1. Open the starter file in Tableau. I've already done that. 2. Add a reference line to the reference line view, which displays across the entire view. Set the value to 500,000 and use text and variable to add the label quota is 500,000 without the quotes. Hint. Click the reference line sheet. The reference line sheet. From the Analytics pane, reference line sheet. Alright, this wasn't automatically put in, so I just had to look at this expected result for number 1 to find this before doing the reference line, and so I got everything in there all correctly. Alright, so the hint, click the reference line sheet. From the Analytics pane, drag reference line to the view and drop it on table. And add a reference line dialog box. In the Edit dialog box, underline, click aggregation arrow and select constant. Underline, aggregation arrow, select aggregation. Constant. In the value text box, type 500,000 without the quotas. Click the label arrow and select custom. I think they just misplaced those 2 steps. In the label text box, type quota is and click the arrow and select value. Click OK in the Tableau desktop or the X in the Tableau cloud or Tableau server. That's not supposed to happen. Or is it? It is not. Constant custom quota is value. Oh, I see what I was missing. This is where I type 500,000. That's good now. Just gonna remove that. Alright, now I've got the good expected results. Bit of a hiccup, but we got it. Alright, step 3. Add a distribution band to the reference line view, which does the following. Displays across the entire view, highlights 53 to 90% of average profit with labels, has tooltips of 50% of average profit equals 106,076 and 90% of average profit equals 190,937. Using variables and text does not recalculate the band for selected data. Alright, let's look at that hint. In the reference line sheet from the analytics pane, drag distribution band to the view and drop it on table in the add distribution band dialog box. Okay, so drag distribution band on table. Alright, in the edit dialog box, click the value arrow, and under percentages type 50 and 90 without the quotas. Alright, under value arrow, 50, 90. Under percent of, select sum profit, click the edit dialog box. Alright, click the label arrow and select custom. In the label text box, click the arrow and select computation. Type a space and then select field name. Type in equal sign. Type a space and then select value. Uncheck the Show Recalculated Band for highlighted or selected data points checkbox. Click OK on the Tableau desktop. Alright, that's the expected result, and that's what we got. Step 4. Add a reference line to the reference band view to mark the average sales for each customer segment. Hint, click the reference band sheet. From the analytics pane, drag reference line to the view and drop it on pane in the add a reference line dialog box. So, reference line on pane. Click OK. This is the expected. We did not get that. What? reference line and band. Customer segment. I'm going to skip this step because I don't really know what's going on right there. Step 5, add a reference band to the reference band view to highlight the minimum and maximum sales for each customer segment. Use variables to customize the tooltips to show dollar amounts for minimum and maximum sales. Hint, in the reference band sheet from the analytics pane, drag a reference band to the view and drop button pane in the add a reference line dialog box. Reference band on pane. In the from area, set the aggregation to minimum. Alright, that's what it is. Click the tooltip arrow and select custom. Select computation. Type a space, then select field name. Equal sign, then value. In the to area, set the aggregation to maximum. Already is. Select custom. Computation, space, field name, equals value. Click OK. Great work, you've created reference lines, bands, and distributions. To complete this activity, use your work to answer the following question. Based on the reference band you just created, what was the maximum sales in the consumer customer segment? So I need to add customer segment to that. In the consumer customer segment. Would be 60, what's the sales, maximum sales? $127,283. Alright. In this module, you explored how to create and use reference lines, reference bands, distribution bands, and box plots to identify specific values and ranges. You're now ready to show how your data compares to targets, averages, and more. Alright, see you in the next try it section. Alright, let's get to the try it section for using parameters to control data in the view. I've downloaded the file below to use the activity and opened it up in Tableau already. Alright, one, we did open it up. Step 2, build a bar chart showing the average birth rate and total population by country. Drag birth rate from the data date pane to the columns shelf. Change the aggregation of birth rate from sum to average by right-clicking Sum Birth Rate. Select Measure, and select Average. Drag Country Region from Data Pane 1 from the data pane to the rows shelf. Drag Population Total to Color on the marks card. Sort the list in descending order. Alright. That's what it should look like. That is not what we have. Let me do this. Oh, no, let me not do that. Maybe it meant to say ascending. There we go. Alright. Alright, step 3. Create a parameter called select a year, which allows users to select the year for which they want to show data. Also set the display format as year, Tableau desktop only. Click the drop down in the data pane under the data source and select create parameter. Under data, click drop down in data pane under data source. Create parameter. drop down in data pane. Under data source. New data source. Maybe. Alright, so we're going to drop down this and hit create parameter, and then that opens up the dialog box. In the name field, select the year. In the data type field, select date. Oh. I'll get back to this in a second.